Giving us the divine permission to gather here once again. I will now turn my attention to Surah 108 of the glorious Quran, Surah Al-Kawthar. It means abundance. So as usual, as is the normal practice, I'll give the recitation, translation, and a little bit of a reflection. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر. Very smooth, very eloquent. The translation. Indeed, we have granted you, O Prophet, Al-Kawthar. That's the first verse. The second verse. So, pray to your Lord and do sacrifice. Last three verses. The last verse, indeed, your enemies shall be the ones who will be destroyed. Three beautiful verses, eloquently prepared for our benefit, not only for the Prophet, peace be upon him, but our benefit. Now, this particular surah, it actually was revealed to the Prophet, peace be upon him, to console him. He was passing through some very difficult and challenging times. He lost all his sons. Business transactions were at a low, they were decreased. He was mocked and scorned during this time, and a small amount of people were interested in listening to what he had to say. He was isolated to some extent. So Allah sent this revelation to him to console him. So I'll start with the first verse for reflection, Al-Kawthar. It means it's a river specially prepared in paradise for the Prophet, peace be upon him. I won't go into details about that. You could do research on that. The second verse, extremely important. I'll go back to we. What is we? Normally, Allah uses three personal pronouns. We, I, and he. Now, what is we? I will go back to that. Now, the second verse. Pray to your Lord and sacrifice. What he's saying here, and it also means for us as well, is that continue praying to your Lord and make sacrifice. Sacrifice is a term that encompasses a lot of attributes: patience, steadfastness, and faith. So he's telling the prophet, continue doing this. Look at what I've given you, and that means us. Be grateful, but at the same time, be steadfast, be patient. Right? Many of our times we make dua, we do supplication, we ask Allah to give us X, Y, Z. It doesn't come true simultaneously. It takes time. Allah is in charge of time. He knows when to give us this benefit. So patience, be steadfast, is actually increasing our faith to become stronger, not getting things readily. And the last verse, talking about his enemies. They are temporary. They will leave this world. Also your friends. But Allah stands alone. He stands alone to give you protection and sustenance. Okay, so that is actually a brief reflection, understanding of these verses. Now, I now go back to we. It's important that I give you this extra information. As I said, Allah uses three personal pronouns. to describe himself or to mention himself. I, he, and we. Now, we, from a human aspect, is actually plural, collective. We attend a presentation, we understood what was being said, we went home with our families, we break our fast. That's collective. That's a plural we, a literal we. Let's go to Allah, what he mentioned as we. That we is two aspects. It's singular in meaning and plural in form. It means a royal we. It's only indicative of majesty. So we have to get this very straight. It's indicative as majesty, supreme being, a supreme authority, supreme command. That's Allah. We, he uses we. And many verses of the Quran, we is mentioned to issue demands, issue authority, issue commands, and issue things that are very forceful, like creation. Surah Hajj, verse 9. It is we who send down the Quran. We. There's no messing with this. So he uses we in a number of times to illustrate his majesty. That's royal. Locally, we have kings and we have queens who actually use the same language. Instead of I, they use we. We have organized, we have decided to, that's royal we. Allah, it's singular. Allah is one, yet he's supreme and he's majestic. So we have to get this very clear. Because many a times you would interpret this we literally. For example, Surah 48, that's Surah Fat, verse 10. There is a short verse, Allah's hand is above other hands. How would you interpret that literally? Does he have a hand and it's above other hands? That means he has a physical hand. So it's extremely dangerous to have a literal understanding of something that is unspecific. Very, very dangerous. It's liable for you to sin right away. And people do believe this, that there is a literal, every verse in the Quran is literal, and that's unwise. That interpretation is that hand is a protection, sustenance, benefit, faith, that's it. Charity, that is what the hand above all other hands mean. Another one, and this is Surah Imran. This is Surah 3, verse 103. Hold on to the rope of Allah and do not be divided. Does that mean that Allah sends down a rope and you hold on to it? Absolutely not. That would mean do things that could benefit your brotherhood. You pray salah together, you do charity, you make dua together on behalf of everybody, you go to Hajj together, you engage in activities that could benefit the brotherhood. That is the interpretation, not a literal interpretation. Now, I would like to close because Imam Sahib said, get short, so I'll do this. Now, there are two types of verses in the Quran, and let's be clear about this. One is a literal meaning, the commands, the directive. Read in the name of your Lord who created man from a drop. There's no messing it up. There's no other way, but that is a command. That's literal. You follow that. The other verse is unspecific, it is allegorically, and it is metaphorical, in the sense that you have to use a little bit of reasoning to understand the message. So, and this is very important, is that, many a times we use a literal connotation of what is being read there. And I mentioned it too, the hand of Allah over our hands and hold on to the rope. So it's important that we use our reasoning to interpret what the message, but at the same time, be within the boundaries of the Quran and the Sunnah. We don't go outside of that. We're in big trouble. Confine it to the Quran and the Sunnah. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لكم.